Good morning. It is July 11th, 2025. I'm wearing a blue shirt because I posted a video on my YouTube here. Why is the sky blue? And when we consider the heavens, we consider creation, we consider all that our eyes see, we need to ask better questions, and we need to get our young people to start being curious about what their eyes see when they look up at the stars at night, when they see the sun and the moon, to start asking questions. Why does this look like this? So this morning, I got up at 6:40, before 6 o'clock, and the moon, I've never seen it like this before, southwest, was full, bright, and not even like what you normally see in a full moon. It had an orange color to it. And it was 6 o'clock. The sun had not come up yet. So I took a picture, and it never looks right. And I swooped in on it. And it had an orangey look to it. I'm like, wow. I've never seen the moon that color. And it's the morning, right? You notice the moon at night, in the evening, at dusk. That's when you see the moon bigger. You know, sometimes you'll see it. It looks so big in the sky. It never looks, it's not always the same size in the sky. That's observable. You have to admit that's true. So, I went back out, and I noticed that it was gone at 6:40. Same location, but I also noticed that the sun was rising up behind the trees to the east. And then I thought about the Bible, what it says. It says, God made two great lights, one to guard the day and one to a lesser light to guard the night. And it was exactly like the Bible said. Once the moon recognized the sun was now taking over the day, it shut itself off. It didn't fade away slowly. It just went away. You couldn't even see an outline of the moon. This is befuddling, and it should make you and everybody that saw it ask the question, what did I just see? Then I remembered something I did a while back where I asked Rock a question, why is the sky blue? And the sky shouldn't be blue if we live on a ball spinning around the sun, and outside of our stratosphere, as you keep going up, you end up in what has to be called outer space, darkness, which is weird because the sun is in the middle. It should be broadcasting light everywhere. But no, it just hits the earth perfectly, which is a little ball compared to the size of the sun. Anyway, there should be no blue sky. Where does the blue come from? So one has to ponder that. And when you think about day 2 of Genesis chapter 1, where it's described, where God said, let the waters be separated, right? Up and down. The waters above, the waters beneath. So how are you going to hold water up? Like if you're literally reading the Bible, and you got something very heavy called water, 8 pounds per gallon, and you've got trillions of gallons of water, how are you going to hold all that water up? Then you read Psalm 104, and it says he lays the beams of the upper chambers, the waters, below the waters that holds the waters above. You have to then logically, through the description given to us by the writers of the Bible, Moses now in particular, and David, or whoever wrote Psalm 104. And in Psalm 19, the sun comes out of its tabernacle. It comes out. It moves. It comes out to present itself to human beings because it's time. It's sunrise. It's like a bridegroom or a bride coming out to meet the groom. That's the description given to us in the Bible. And if all you ever knew was the Bible, you would conclude that the sun moves, the moon moves, that they're local underneath the firmament, because now you know day 2 there's a thing that's holding waters above from waters below. And then you get to day 3 and you've got God gathering water below into things called seas, and then you have land appearing, and then you have vegetation and fruit trees, grass. All
in 2 miles, keep left onto Highway 74 East.
All in just 3 days, 24-hour days, you have all this happening, which is amazing. So our 7-day Connect on Tree of Life Farms will present to those listening, those coming to have the 7-day experience, they will be reconnected to the God of the creation of Genesis chapter 1, but realizing what happened in those first 3 days. You got light separated from dark, you've got waters being separated vertically up and down, and then you have seas and land horizontally being set forth with boundaries, and that's described greater in Psalm 104 about God set the boundaries for everything, the oceans, the seas, the ponds, the rivers, the creeks. He made those boundaries, and he makes them with rock, because you've got to have rock to hold water. So that's, my river walks clearly reveal that. Creeks.
Use the left lane to keep left onto Highway 74 East.
So, in this work that we seek to do, the 7-day Connect, we're transforming the eyes and the mind of
keep left
to reconnect to the garden.
In about 13 miles, take exit 53 to merge onto US Route 421 bypass toward Greensboro.
All hell's against this video. I just got pulled over by a cop while I was doing the first run on this video. I just want you to know that what this man you're seeing, looking at on this video, Satan is trying to block what he's doing. Because think about what I'm saying. I unravel all the lies about space, all the lies about the earth and the whole idea of a globe, all the lies about gravity. That's hundreds of years of Newtonian baloney, believed on by physicists, PhDs in Ivy League schools that are telling us what things are. And this guy didn't even finish college, is telling you simple things about how God built where you live, your house. The earth is a house. And that's what I love to say, because you live in a chamber. You live inside of a massively gorgeous, vegetated water. You got sun, moon, and stars to light everything up. It's perfectly ordered. You got 24 hours a day, never stop. The 24-hour day always happens. Spring, summer, fall always happens, depending on where you live. Everything happens according to the design that God put in place in the first week of creation. Even you going or feeling pressure to go to church one day out of 7 is built in from Genesis chapter 1. So I'm elucidating and setting forth boldly and clearly that we need to go back to Genesis 1 and 2 to understand the gospel. Jesus was the Word that made everything on that first week, and now he's flesh walking among us, restoring us back to what? The very beginning, the Garden of Eden, where he made the first man perfect, and he fell. So he reversed the fall and the curse of death. Why would he come other than to do that and put us back in the garden? That's the purpose of Tree of Life Farms and the 7-Day Connect, is to put people back in the garden. Yes, we live in a fallen world, but we have Christ. In him all things consist. He holds all things together by the word of his mouth. He came to put everything back together. Is it there yet? No. But when you hear of wars and rumors of wars and famines and earthquakes and pestilence, know that your redemption is drawing nigh. And when you hear of stuff going on in Israel, and there's a false peace that's going to be created by the system, the elite, don't look at it like, oh wow, those are dark people doing that third temple thing. It has to happen to fulfill the word of God. What he said in Ezekiel, what he said in Daniel, what he said in Jeremiah, what he said in Isaiah, what he's basically said in the whole previous covenant with Israel, it's coming to birth the nation. May God bless these words.